Welcome back to the show. We're heading back to school and combining fashion and function this morning as we take a look at the shoes available to your kids.
Well, joining us now is podiatrist Brendan Brown. Good morning to you, Brendan.
Good morning, guys. How are you going?
Do you know last year we went looking for shoes for Jackson? I was surprised at the range. I was also really surprised at the cost.
Yeah, look, that's an important factor. Cost, unfortunately, tends to be a little higher for kids' school shoes, but in kids' school shoes, it tends to actually reflect quality. Just before we went on, I actually decided for the last few days to go around and have a look at some shoes in shops, and unfortunately, the cheaper shoes don't tend to be the ones that have the qualities that we want in them. So, yeah, look, while you're paying you know, anything between $65 to $130 for a kid's school shoe, look, you are getting a better quality shoe for that.
That's a lot of money for people that have, you know, 3 or 4 kids.
I was in Myers yesterday with a lady helping out, and she had triplets and 2 other kids. That's, you know, that's an enormous amount of money. That's in excess of $600 just for school shoes.
So I can see that you've got a few Clarks here. I wore Clarks as a kid. Would they be your top school shoe?
Oh, look, they're just such a favourite. They come from a great pedigree. They're well made.
Tell us what makes.
They last a long time.
If you can pick one up and tell us why they are a good shoe.
Look, this is a Clarks 24/7. This is actually the highest selling shoe in Australia. Of all the brands and all of the types, this is the highest selling shoe. 24/7. The reason that it's great is that it's actually nice and broad in the toe box. It actually has 5 width fittings. Now, in any shoe, that's really hard to find these days. It has a really firm heel counter. See, that doesn't bend in. In kids' feet, that's vitally important. That creates support. It only bends at the toe. It doesn't bend in the middle, okay? And it doesn't twist. When your foot starts to bend in the middle, I tell parents, that's when you can start bending your shoe in the middle. But until feet start bending in the middle, let's make sure that they're sturdy and solid. And that's a really great shoe. They've got a fastening system. It all works well, holds the shoe comfortably.
So laces, you've got some with Velcro, but the majority here have laces.
Yeah, look, Velcro or laces, there's not a huge amount of difference. What I have problems with is when kids are trying to pop on slip-on shoes. That's not really great for feet, doesn't actually create enough support, and kids tend to they use the small muscles in their feet to actually try to grab on, and that actually means that their feet get sore after a period of time.
There's also a little bit of confusion because kids really want to go for a jogger style because that's much more cool, but what's the difference in terms of support for the child's foot?
Look, it's getting much better. They're getting so much closer. This shoe actually has a really firm heel counter. Once again, it's got all the features that we look for. It's, you know, it's getting a bit cooler. It's a New Balance shoe. It's getting a bit cooler in that range. Kids are preferring to wear these styles of shoes, and they really do have the things you require. This one's got mesh panels in it. That's fantastic because that means that it breathes and it has some of the really great qualities we want in it, as well as making sure that kids really like wearing them, and that's important, you know.
So when parents are going to buy shoes, they're going to trust the fitter at the store, but if there isn't such a good fitter at the store, what sort of questions should parents ask their kids as they're trying on the shoes?
How wide does it feel? Does it feel like can you twinkle your toes, move your toes? That's really important. You should be actually making sure those features are there. I tell parents, look, no, don't necessarily worry about brand nor money, but look for those features. Firm heel counter, doesn't twist in the middle, doesn't bend in the middle and bends at the toes. They're the sorts of things you want to look at. You can be an expert shoe fitter if you just know those qualities.
Do you know the problem is, and you know, these kids have these shoes fit for about 4 or 5 months sometimes. They're growing so quick, and you're spending 80 or 90 bucks every time you do it, so it's really expensive. What about the old Dunlop K26s?
Yeah.
Look, the Dunlop K26s, apart from just being a little bit out of vogue, Carl, I know you've probably got a few in the wardrobe, but, you know, they're a little bit out of vogue, and kids probably have moved on since then. They're still an okay shoe.
Never worried me as you can probably make out. Brandon, thanks for really good advice, and we'll have more information on our website.
Great.